Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Hard time, a long stretch, doing a dime, a bad bid. I'll refer to a prison sentence that you have received. Now, I have never been in prison except for one night in Van Nuys City Jail, and that night ended with a jovial Samoan in a white jumpsuit, splattered in blood, asking if I was going to eat my jail food burrito, and I said, "No, sir, I am not. It is all yours." Guy splattered in blood. He eats whenever he wants. Enjoy. Because prison is a fun place, a place where you can catch up on your reading, make new friends and lovers. Also, learn how to sharpen a toothbrush and stab amazingly fast. But also, there's a downside to going to prison. You hear that, Enrique Terrio? How proud are you now, boy? Stand back and stand by. For 22 years. Yeah, this last week, one of the leaders of the Proud Boys and the person who helped Trump organize the January 6th attack was sentenced to 22 years in prison. That's 2 dimes and a deuce. Terrio was convicted of seditious conspiracy and organizing the Proud Boys to attack the Capitol. 4 other members of the group were also sentenced. Ethan Nordine got 18 years. Leader Stuart Rhodes, or a guy who shot his own eye out with his own gun, got 18 years for seditious conspiracy. Joe Biggs got 17 years. Zachary Real got 15 years. And Dominic Pizzola got 10 years. He got off easy. And these guys committed treason against their own country. And maybe they did get off easy. I take that back. In an American prison? Kill me. I'll queue up behind the electric chair and wait for my turn to ride the lightning. Sweet death. We have sentenced over 600 people in the January 6th attack, and I keep hearing we have a 2-tiered justice system. I think they meant tiered, but I get it. And I agree, we have a 2-tiered justice system. 1 tier is for these guys, these self-declared ground soldiers who bought into a cult of lack of personality and committed crimes against the United States.
I'm a cowboy! Bang, bang, shoot, 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 bullet, bullet, gun.
And then you have the 2nd tier with this turd. The man who told these guys that they were patriots and good Americans and that helping overthrow the government and deny a free and fair election and make him a dictator would be good for our country. A country that has always had a peaceful transfer of power until this douche. So these guys are in jail for decades. And this man who fomented the plan to end 247 years of democracy is flying around the country in his own plane. The man that tried to end America is free, walking around and talking shit, while the people that followed him are in jail eating shit. That's a 2-tiered justice system. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. I like the way I did tiered and turd. That's kind of, because he is a turd. The guy's a turd. Y'all, you know, he's shitting all over us, my God. You know what? I don't want to get that thing all over the jail. And hey everybody, Christopher Titus Podcast. How you doing? We are back from Columbus. With me as always, the lovely Bombshell Ray.
What's up, people?
And the Highlander.
There could be a little one.
We are today talking about the 2-tiered justice system. What's going on? Because they keep saying that all these... Anybody who's a Republican who gets arrested for an actual crime, that was on television that we all watched, saying that, oh man, they're just going after me. There is a 2-tiered justice system, but it matters if you're poor or if you're rich.
Yes.
If you're rich, and you commit sedition, you get to get on an airplane.
Private.
Your private
757.
And fly around the country.
Yeah.
If you're not, even if you worked with that guy and the guy who tried to overthrow the country, you're one of the soldiers that he made do that, you're in prison for 22 years.
And to be clear, you are never detained before, during, or after an indictment. You waive your appearance at your own arraignment.
You just decide, I'm not going.
I'm going to be at my golf course.
That's a 2-tier justice.
Yes.
Even when you acted on his orders.
Oh, yeah. Did you see the Proud Boys attorney melted down on the courtroom steps?
No.
I told you about this because he said, he came out and he goes, all my clients did it at the behest of the president of the United States. He told them to do it. And where is he now? That's what he kept saying. He said, I'm looking forward to his trial. That's what he said.
This is the defense for them?
The defense for the Proud Boys. But here's the funny thing is you can always tell when you did the crime when after you give a crime, you come out and go, those fuckers did it too.
Yeah.
When you come out and start talking shit, we know you did it. You don't see a lot of people that were totally justified in their actions coming out and blaming everybody else. They go, no, this was my team and we all did it. And
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
You
got Stark going like this.
Yeah.
But them, him, who?
But that was their defense. That was the entire Proud Boys defense. So Stuart Rose, guy, as I said in the Armageddon, that guy who shot himself in eye with own gun. That guy got sentenced to 18 years. Another guy got 17 years. One other guy 15. One guy got 10. They kind of got vague on the sedition charge with that guy. And then Terrio got 22 years.
This is where having a good lawyer comes into play, I guess. Because why didn't everybody just get, all you fuckers just get 25 years. See ya. But I got 17.
I think there's levels.
All of them got less than what the government recommended by about 10 years. I mean, they were significantly.
Yeah, but because the judge is a Trump appointee. And here's the thing.
It's all different judges, though.
Oh, is it? I thought most of the judges
this is like
the last guy that did Terrio is a Trump appointee. I think so. Can you look that up?
But this is 1,033 rioters they're not all in front of
Yeah, and here's the funny thing. Those 1,033 people have all had something happen. Over 600 have been convicted. There's still like 400 left to go. And some of them home confinement, some of them have to pay restitution to the government.
485 federal defendants received sentences. 277 defendants have been sentenced to time behind bars, and roughly 113 have been sentenced to a period of home detention.
So they get Netflix. That's nice.
Well, do you remember
trying to overthrow the government?
Lockdown.
That seems different from the old days.
Do you remember a while ago when one of them asked the court during her case if she could go to vacation in
Cancun?
In Mexico.
Cancun.
Yeah.
She goes, guys, can I get out of home detention to take this vacation to Cancun?
I'll let you guess what color she is.
Okay. Thanks, Simone.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got mad the other day recently. Listen, guys, I got mad. Simone said something recently. This judge, she was talking about Fonnie Willis, and they kept talking about Fonnie Willis being raked over the coals for this and that. And Fonnie Willis, by the way, has had over 100 hardcore prosecutions. She is actually an expert in RICO cases. There is no question that Fonnie Willis, like honestly, if Fonnie Willis files a RICO case against me, I did it.
She has
I did it.
about roughly a 90% conviction rate.
90% conviction.
It's almost 90.
And so, high. But the problem was they kept saying, here's what bothers me. I don't think anybody has a problem that she's a black woman. Anybody who goes, no, this is a qualified crazy.
Governor Kemp doesn't have a problem with it.
I'm talking about news, and I'm going to call the left-wing news out on this shit. The left-wing news starts talking about how she's being talked about and maligned because she's a black woman. And I'm like, no one's maligning. The only people who are maligning are the criminals that she's prosecuting, and that's fucking normal. Jack Smith is also getting maligned. But she put up on the air, Simone put it up on the air, that Jack Smith, no one said this about Jack Smith. Yeah, they did. They ripped it. All the Trump's guys ripped his ass. Said he's a hateful, blah, blah, blah. But me
saying that girl was white and that's why she got to petition the court to go to Cancun?
No, I agree with you on this. That's why I'm saying I agree.
I'm sure you called me Simone. I think you got confused.
I know. Rewind the tape. I'm pretty sure
I know
that happened.
By the way, I tried to get out of it. Did you see me? I ran.
Because it didn't make sense.
I ran hard. I tried to. I know. I'm sorry.
You can't run past it.
Here's what I agree with. I agree.
And what you're saying about Fonnie Willis and what, maybe she's pointing to, yes, Jack Smith, everyone, white, black, brown, that has come against Trump has been threatened,
constantly
stalked, harassed,
people that were on his team,
doxxed.
People that are on his team, white guys.
But specifically, Alvin Bragg and Fonnie Willis have been racially attacked. Fonnie Willis said she's been called the N-word more in the last 2 years, and all of these phone threats and email threats and people yelling at her on the street than most people hear in a lifetime. So there is a specific component of racism.
I am, by the way, I'll tell you this. I am not
Simone.
I am not disagreeing.
You know what you are?
No, you should call me Alex
Clueless and loud and blustery, Simone. You're Simone.
No, you could call me. You could actually call me. Yeah. So I'm not saying that no, look, racism exists currently. There is definitely a different standard. I don't think it applies. Now she's being called on the street but that you call it out, it's like everybody's going to use everything. They keep calling Jack Smith. What do they keep calling? They're saying he's crazy, he's psychotic, Trump hating white guy.
Yeah, what's his name?
Yeah, but there's no really good
deranged
special
prosecutor.
He's deranged special.
Psychotic
I'm
obsessed.
special. I'm not special prosecutor.
God.
He's like the lamest. His jokes
The
are like,
injustice
I'm
system.
not. Listen, I am not.
Exactly.
That
is exactly. You just did a stuntman Tommy face.
What did he?
That.
Please zoom in on that.
They're going after his wife too.
Mm-hmm.
With Jack Smith's wife.
Because she has ties to, was it the Biden
normal
campaign?
people?
No, we don't even know that though. He just said that.
Yes.
So we go. So and then you said, "Oh, he's got ties to the Biden."
No. Like she does.
Sorry.
She,
Yes. A lot harder to say. No. He's easy.
She does, but that's like. I thought about this the other day. That is like me saying to my sister, who is a conservative activist and works in this world, that she's incapable of having her own opinion separate from me. Like, so if she gets called on the carpet, they'll be like, her sister, have you
has
seen
a podcast,
it?
liberal.
Yeah, so she's it's calling people stupid and unable to do the job that you swore an oath to do, which is what people do. It's why judges are appointed or elected into those positions, because they seem to have, well, the appointments aren't always good, but the elected ones are. But the point being that you're a grown up who can separate your opinion or your family's opinions from your job, you know?
So I want to get back to the Simone thing. I said that because, no, I want to be clear about something. The media, both sides of the media, does this all the time. The news is supposed to say that she's the most qualified. Like this, like honestly, Fonnie Willis is a badass. When I saw her record, I was like, oh no wonder if I was Trump, I would be my diapers would be full because Trump has those
more full.
But that the news spent all this time going over it. She's a black woman being accused of blah blah, and I'm like, stop. The media on both sides continues to make it worse. You guys just keep making, and then people go, see, yeah, and then everybody gets their ire up. It's like, we have to call out racism all the time, but we don't have to call it out when it's just an asshole who's going to jail talking shit. You know, I just don't think it's bothering me. Both sides of the media stopped being about news. It stopped telling us the news. And this has been going on for years, but I really started to pay attention to it. CNN, I watch sometimes. Ari Melber just had on Commons coming on. And I'm like, we're going to have our guest Common. I'm like, why is Common on the news?
Because it's Ari.
I get it.
Oh, yeah. He's a big hip hop fan. Okay.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't understand what it has to do with news. When you start quoting
I think Ari Melber just uses that show to meet his heroes, which I get. I'm like,
I mean that too. Welcome to the news. I'm Christopher Titus. Nils Lofgren will be coming on in a minute, and guys who played with Prince.
Exactly. Wouldn't you?
Eighth sound guy. Come on.
Exactly.
Wouldn't you, even for this podcast about politics, you would have Prince's guitarist on if you could? Because
what's your opinion about Prince? That's 100%.
Exactly.
I wish the media, Walter Cronkite reported the fucking news. He just did the news. I mean, even Dan Rather. I think the last great news guy we had was Dan Rather.
We didn't know what kind of music they were into.
We had no idea.
Right?
Dan Rather was never cranking off, Captain and Tennille lyrics in the middle of a broadcast is all I'm saying.
It sounded like it.
Maybe it's time for the fucking news to get back to the news.
Who's Captain and Tennille?
Exactly. Muskrat Susie. Muskrat Sam.
That's what you went with?
No, that's the only one I know.
Oh, is it? What the big one is? Love will keep us together.
Think of me, babe, whenever. When you're a little kid, these get in your head.
I
don't know the lyrics.
I've heard that in the dentist before.
Yeah, there you go.
And in very old elevators.
And on yacht rock rides on Peloton. Is that yacht rock?
Yeah,
It would be,
because he wears a yacht hat.
Can I ask a question?
Like Mehdi Hassan, this guy.
I have a question about yacht rock when you're done.
Okay, Mehdi Hassan called out called out Vivek
Ramaswamy.
Shawarma. Yeah,
Racist.
Vivian Schwagadagi. He called him out. Just like that's what a journalist does.
Right.
He goes. So so you've said this about Trump. You said he was a horrible person. He should never have done this. And then you say you're also 100% behind him. So which is it? And this guy is very Swami. By the way, this guy is a scummy little slick bastard. He starts going like this, and Mehdi Hassan keeps going, "Stop! That's a journalist. Tell me what you say." And I don't want to hear you quoting rap lyrics. I don't want to hear you quoting rock lyrics either. Just do the news. It's not interesting.
It's all editorial now.
Yes, it's all opinion. It's not the news anymore. Sorry for bitching.
No, you're not.
No, please.
And by the way, here's our
do.
opinion about stuff that's going on. We're not the news, though. We're a fucking podcast.
So more importantly, was yacht rock a genre that people wrote into and played into, or did a bunch of people recently come up with the name yacht rock and then backwards classify all the bands that they wanted to put into that category?
Yes. You know why? Because
retroactively was the word I was
yes, it was
looking for.
retroactively because if you listen to those songs, it was really a bad thing. And then you go, no, it's yacht rock. And you're like, oh yeah, I'm really rich and I have a yacht. And that's why I listen to Captain and Tennille. And Christopher Cross.
Christopher Cross. I think it had a lot to do
Michael
with
McDonald, right? What's that song that he sings?
All of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, come on. That was not okay. So
That was a good song.
it was not. Here's my next question. If you guys are imitating it that way, it's not good. It's bad.
That is perfect.
Okay, so at that time,
We fucking nailed
What
that.
category?
Thank you. We did.
what category was Michael McDonald at
Yacht
the
rock.
time?
Oh, easy listening, I guess.
Yeah, adult contemporary
Adult
rock.
contemporary. Yeah.
Okay, so AC or easy listening.
But adult contemporary, adult.
But was all AC?
There was no yacht rock.
Is
There
that
was
all
no-
yacht rock now?
No.
Or did someone kind of categorize?
Yes, they just invented
and who
it.
did
Yeah,
that?
but all genres of music are always retroactively named. Whenever
Really?
something new comes out, it kind of spins its wheels a little bit, and then
Right.
somebody defines it. Even rock and roll.
But
rock
here's
and roll.
what a bullshit name yacht rock is, though. Like, so you know what it means is you're an old, rich white guy music.
Yeah.
It's not a great name, really. Yacht
well,
rock.
it defines the
Or
easy
middle-aged
breezy.
divorcees
Easy
who love Pinot Grigio.
and are dating women
I'm
way
talking
too
about a
young.
large group of my friends who always want to go to yacht rock, and I have not gone once because I'm not putting on that stupid hat that they all bedazzle, and I am not going to. Last time they all went, they were in the pit with Mario Lopez. Like, that's just not the scene.
Isn't that called the
That
deck?
is not the bombshell Ray I know.
That is not.
That's the bowel, I think. is what-
Sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Not the
the
pit, the
stern.
bow. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
The stern, the bow.
Yeah.
So I feel like though that Prince would have told you I play funk, right? Like
yeah, funk rock. Yeah, yeah. Well,
I'm rock and
let's
roll.
be clear. I don't. This is a weird thing for me because I have to dentist now. By the way, Prince walked into every genre he wanted to and kicked its ass. We can go
With
funk,
a little
pop.
tiny boot.
Yeah, with a very small, like Woody.
With heels.
Yeah, yes. Woody from Toy Story boot. that was actually his size. Woody from Toy Story.
More like a Barbie boot.
Oh, he did have the cutest little feet. He really
He
did.
was a little man.
Little man, but
But
pretty
talented.
high heels.
The man, I was watching some video of him because I follow a couple people that really are big fans of him. Man, you just watch him. There's this, they showed a video of him on a concert. He used to call women up on stage and let them dance with him for a minute in the middle of the show.
Okay.
And one night he calls up Kim Kardashian, and she gets up and she won't dance. She's like, "Oh my God, she won't dance." And he's like, "Come on," she won't. And she's on stage like at Staples Center or something. And he kicked her off. He get off my stage, kicked her off.
Wow.
And there's this other girl, so another one's dancing, and she's this big girl, and she's full like she's boom, like humping and bouncing. And Prince finally just goes, turns and he wipes his forehead and he walks away. He just let her dance by herself. Anyway, so I'm just saying that the yacht rock genre is a mislabeled genre because there's only how many people own yachts? It's a point.
That's why I'm not sure why we call it yacht rock.
So
I just know that those are the worst Peloton rides ever. Where I'm riding and I'm like going and waking. Oh God!
I think it's someone who wanted to sell a playlist on iTunes.
You know what they
like? Let's just call it
Sailing. Take me away.
I bet it has a lot to do with that.
But does
they
Journey
always play
but
that
does
song.
Journey?
Is
fit
that
into
Journey?
It? No, that's not. But would
know.
Don't stop believing? Would that fit into yacht rock?
On playlists, yes, but at that time, it was more FM.
Oh, man, I'm going to find out if Journey.
And also, Steely Dan would be yacht rock.
Oh, definitely.
Oh my God, I'm out. I'm
not early
out.
Steely Dan,
other
but
people
late
have
70s.
asked this question. Peebo Bryson, the Gap Band.
The Gap Band is
that's funk.
That is sacrilege.
Earth, Wind and Fire.
No,
this doesn't sound right. They put Roberta Flack
Lionel
on there.
Richie,
Roberta Flack was not, and I only know that because I had a gay uncle.
Lionel Richie definitely yacht rock.
He is.
Hello. Well, not early Lionel Richie.
Yeah.
Right. That's bullshit.
Easy. That's kind of yacht rock.
Yeah,
that's a little. I think anything has to do with like a smooth late 70s, early 80s production.
Cat Stevens would be.
No way.
Morning has broken.
Cat Stevens is
He's
not yacht
singer-songwriter.
rock.
Yeah.
No way. No
Singer-songwriter.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
What?
Singer-songwriter. More than Neil Young.
He was before.
Well, The Sound of Silence.
This
Wouldn't The
is
Sound of Silence
saying-
fit into it? Like
This is saying yacht rock
Simon and Garfunkel
was
would fit.
created between 76 and 84.
Oh, so Styx would be yacht rock then.
I have no idea.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Come sail away, sail away.
They're singing
Come
about it.
sail away with me.
There was a lot of boat
I think
topics.
any song with a boat thing in it. Okay, all right. We nailed it down.
It refers to the soft rock that dominated FM radio airwaves in the late 70s to early 90s, characterized by glossy
90s.
production, breezy vocals, and bouncy rhythms. All elements thought to evoke relaxing bay cruises in Southern California, where the genre originated.
What a bullshit. That sounds like a record executive wanted to package a new, like a greatest hits thing, doesn't it?
So it was one record executive who represented all these shitty bands.
They are shitty bands.
most of them do.
They were fine.
And he's broke.
And he's like, how do we make this work?
And
How do
they're
I
Pay for my yacht.
He's like,
Yeah.
he was like the lame soft music Jimmy Iovine. He was just like, let's gather this shit together.
Yeah.
And-
Oh, you're right.
it's-
Captain and Tennille is on here.
it's,
Toto, whoever
it's
that
right.
is.
Toto, yeah. Another way down in Africa. Yeah.
What?
I heard Africa.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What was that?
The other one thing was Michael McDonald.
Michael, yeah.
Singing.
Wait. What was Toto?
So, I found the rains down in Africa. Remember that song?
Oh. No.
Kenny Loggins would be Electro with Kenny Loggins would be yacht rock, but I wouldn't put
Wait,
Danger Zone.
wait. I was thinking Kenny G.
Kenny G would be yacht
I don't
rock.
think Kenny Loggins would be. He was rock at that time,
Yeah,
I think.
yeah, he was.
Danger Zone. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, that's
No,
not yacht
I'm
rock.
sorry. It's dun, 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 dun.
That's
how it goes.
jet rock.
It doesn't go dun 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 dun.
Whatever.
Gosh, Kenny Loggins, by the way,
Get it right.
Kenny Loggins is not yacht rock. Kenny G is.
Yes,
Kenny G is smooth jazz, I think.
which crosses over into yacht rock.
Yes, they're
is
cousins.
by the way, by far the worst conversation I think we've ever had on the podcast.
Well, this is something that's really bothered me because I feel there's been a little switcherooski.
Yeah, I feel
And no one was consulted. And all of the sudden, all my friends want to go to yacht rock. And I'm always having to come up with a new excuse
But do you
why
understand
I can't
that-
make
But
it.
do you understand if they said we want to go see Toto, Michael McDonald, and Christopher Cross? You'd be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Okay,
But
well,
if you go, we're going to see yacht rock. You're like, yeah, that sounds okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna go
well,
boating. Okay.
you know, Jen did go see Michael McDonald and twice.
You know the song he sings?
So
Nailed
she
it
does go
again.
to the individual shitty bands as well. Jen is a hardcore supporter of yacht rock from way back.
But I thought the same thing. There's something about when I hear someone say yacht rock that bothers me. It's like, you don't even know it's such any music can fit in there. You know, with Kenny Rogers, with a couple of Kenny
No,
Rogers
that's
songs.
country.
Not all the time, though.
Yes.
No, not
Sorry,
all the time.
Country.
He and Dolly Parton did a song.
Islands
that
in
would
the
be
Stream.
that.
By the way, that's
Islands in the
Skiff
Stream.
Rock.
See,
It's Skiff Rock.
I
Kenny
don't
Rogers is
think
Skiff
that's-
Rock. He's basketball rock.
Dingy rock. I don't think Islands in the Stream is yacht rock. Nope, because it is fire, is what it is.
Oh, see,
Oh,
you are a fan.
Oh, I love that song.
That would be. You're right. Islands.
I think that would be.
Islands in the Stream. Oh, I love that song.
That
Okay.
is what we.
Okay, Islands in the Stream. Okay, let's see.
Genre.
I like Ken just points at my computer. Like, do it.
Google it.
There is a whole website called Yacht or Nyat.
Whoever did that is my favorite person.
I don't know, but it does look like there's a lot of synthesizer in yacht
Yeah.
rock. Oh, see, no, it's yacht rock. It's yacht.
Wait, it's a totally yacht. It's not. Wait. Yes, it is. No, it's not.
It was voted 39.75 out of 100 yacht rock. So
It's on the spectrum.
How
All
about
right.
Culture Club?
apparently this is such a thing that they have created this website where you can go and see the ratings of yacht or yacht.
You're the goofiest human. You're a 4-year-old all the time. Wait, so is a Culture Club?
I'm going to say
Karma
no.
Chameleon.
That's pop.
Maybe it kind of has the sound.
Yeah, maybe 20%.
Again, with all the entertainment everybody has, there's waste time. We have now joined that genre.
I just wanted to know. I didn't know if anybody had any insight. Clearly, nobody does.
Again, it feels like a marketing ploy to get.
Oh, yeah.
It
Yes.
100% feels like some dude sat in an office. We
So
know.
like best
Yes.
ofs.
We like
and-
to find the guy. He doesn't. He will never admit it. That guy will never admit it. But he made a lot of money by packaging and this stuff together.
When you said that makes sense to me now.
Yeah.
I just don't like people trying to pull one over on me without acknowledging that they're doing that.
Yeah, we're conning you. Okay, then.
Like, hey, this shitty music that you quit, everybody doesn't listen to, and
We put
it's
it to-
embarrassing to even acknowledge that's what you listened to when you were little. And and all these people are either dead of drug overdoses or they're living in a Van Nuys apartment now because you can't overcome that music. There's no segue.
They aren't living in a Van Nuys apartment because at that time people got paid for music.
Our
Yeah.
answer, that's a good
Yeah.
point. And now they're really getting paid. Our
No,
answer,
they don't
we hated easy listening so much
Yeah.
that my generation then said, here's Nirvana.
Mhm.
Here's Pearl Jam. So that
I remember there was a point right before Nirvana and Pearl Jam hit that then a whole grunge thing happened. I remember I was right. I remember literally conscious of God, this all sucks.
Yeah.
You
That was
know?
more of a response to hair bands, though.
Hair bands and some of the really soft pop. It was some of them guys.
Oh,
that-
yeah.
Some of the guys
Yeah.
that like Squeeze. There was some music that you were like, this has gotten. It got. Remember punk because punk and new wave hit. New wave kind of had a punk edge to it,
Mhm.
and then it really. Then you had all these guys that used it to make money as opposed. So punk was rebellious and holy shit, the Clash. And then it turned into new wave, which was kind of a little more commercial.
Mhm.
Still connected to
Mhm.
punk, but still commercial. And then there was other people that just wanted to make money off it, and they softened the shit out of it. And then Nirvana was a response to that, I would say.
It all devolves into yacht rock. It just eventually gets smoothed over.
We need to
It
find-
gets waxed over.
Put Nirvana "Smells Like Teen Spirit" as a yacht rock song. See if someone's done that. Someone has got to have done that. I'll bet they have.
no.
I bet they have.
I don't even
Yeah.
want to look that up. I don't even want that in my
Sacrilege?
search history.
Sacrilege?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't tell Google
No.
that.
I don't
It's going
want
to keep.
that in my search history.
No,
All right.
no can do.
By the way, I think they play at Yacht Rock at prisons for all to keep everybody calm. If I was
that would not keep me calm.
because Terrio's gonna have Terrio
Right,
and all
well-
those guys that did not January 6th have to be. It's just
There you go.
islands in the stream.
See, that's not yacht rock. Not yacht.
Oh, it's not.
Yacht
Sorry,
rock.
I forgot it's not.
It's yacht rock.
22 years of yacht rock, bitch.
You and I are going to do that all day now. You know that, like,
Yacht
for
or
weeks. No, it's not. Yes, it is.
This episode brought to you by Liquid IV, something that I desperately need these days. Highlander and I were just talking about today how horrible our sinuses have been.
I feel bad for you guys. I don't have this. I maybe I was not blessed mentally, but I was blessed when it comes to this kind of shit because I don't get it. It doesn't happen.
Oh, it's so bad.
But I used to. Remember when I used to go wakeboarding? I would get my sinuses would pack out. Whatever was in that lake that we used to wakeboard in, I would get out of the lake and then my head would do it. That's how I talk.
Honestly, when I wake up in pain like I did today, the first thing I usually think of doing is having a liquid IV.
You said that 3 times. We were in the weekend.
God.
At the club, and she goes, "God, did you bring?" She turns to me, she goes, "Did you bring any liquid IV?"
Yeah.
We usually have a couple packs in the luggage when we travel, and I go, "No," and she was like, "Oh."
I needed it. I really, because we had traveled, which is completely dehydrating. It's also hot AF. It was so hot when we first got to Columbus. We were shocked. It was hot when we got home here too, but it's dry. It's humid there. So everything's going crazy.
Yeah, but also you're changing. So you're changing total climates. So you're, and if you have any issues with that, your sinuses, it's going to affect it. Plus, you go in altitude and
many people. There's so many things that dehydrate you, and people don't realize that the root cause of a lot of symptoms that they have tie in with dehydration. That's why liquid IV is great and it's portable. We just forgot it because we used it all Springfield. We used it all in Springfield, so we usually take it everywhere with us. I do it often in the morning or right before a workout too, because it helps me with energy. It helps my head feel clearer. It's just like, it's shocking how different you feel. I got my sister hooked on it because she was having this. She was visiting me and I said, here, just try this. And she was like, no, it's not going to help my head. Oh my God. And she drank it. She could not believe it. After she drank a whole liquid IV, she was like, oh my gosh.
Yep.
And now she travels with it.
I'm tired. I don't want to work out. Did a liquid IV and a liter of water. And then I'm like, I'm going to go to the gym now. Last night I had Cabernet and I woke up this morning feeling, okay, not great. Had had 1 bottle of liquid IV and I was like, awesome. It went away. Had a second bottle and I'm back to normal again. Well, whatever that is. Shut up.
I love my all-time favorites have been golden cherry, Concord grape, and strawberry. I love those, and those are so good.
I have guilt if I grab a strawberry pack. I use it now anyway because
they're so good mixed with mix them with water first and then add a corresponding sparkling water flavor. Do it in a big giant Starbucks cup and then you have a fizzy, wonderful, refreshing drink. Yep. Yours is watermelon.
Love watermelon. I love the lemon lime and
old school.
Yeah, and then I like the what's the other one? The green
tropical
apple.
Punch is good too.
Green apple is good. I do like tropical punch.
So 1 stick of liquid IV and 16 ounces of water hydrates you twice as fast and more efficiently than water alone. It has 5 essential vitamins, B3, 5, 6, 12, and vitamin C, 3 times the electrolytes of those crappy sports drinks, and non-GMO, gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free. Love this company. Real people, real flavor, real hydrating. Grab your liquid IV in bulk nationwide at Costco, or you can get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use promo code Titus at checkout. That's 20% off of anything when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code Titus at liquidiv.com.
20% is pretty good.
20% is awesome if you buy the bundle, which is already discounted, and then you get 20% off of that.
I want to talk about this 2-tier justice system because I'm tired of people saying it, and all the cult members have started to parrot it, and I want to go where
they're good at that.
Show me the 2-tier justice. Hunter Biden's not going to prison. Well, they actually had settled the case. It was done. They had actually came up with a plea deal. Hunter Biden had everything done, and they went into court, and the judge goes, I don't like this. And the judge dropped it, and they had to now he's going to go to trial. That's a 2-tier. So they had agreed it. The judge, everyone had agreed. Both sides and the judge had agreed. They go in and all this political shit, and then this right-wing judge says, no, Hunter Biden has to now go to trial now for something nobody ever goes to trial for. They said that. They go, the gun charge that he has is not he took a gun into a school. He basically he had a gun in his car or in his house while he was high. That's the charge. No one
just in his house.
Yeah.
He wasn't allowed to have. I guess he lied on a form and said he wasn't.
Right.
using drugs or something.
Yes. So that's it. It wasn't using. Oh, that's what it was.
Didn't
he lied
shoot
on the drug.
anybody. Didn't threaten anybody
just had
with
it in his
it.
possession.
It's very odd. I feel really bad for him because he is a recovering addict, and the kind of addiction that he has is really a lot of people don't often recover from. They die from, and it's a monster. And to have now him thrown into this political battle to the point where Marjorie Taylor Greene is showing naked photos of him on
It's always good to put
the
that kind of
House
pressure on
floor
an
in
addict.
Congress, in the
Always
United States of America,
Yeah.
in Congress.
Yeah, but she's the lowest under a rock a person we've ever elected. I even put Boebert above her because at least Boebert knows when to shut up. Marjorie Taylor Greene is the lowest. Like, honestly,
the thing is that it makes no sense until you provide evidence that Biden was in some way colluding with Hunter to take money under the table from Ukraine, or until you have any evidence. They really have no right talking about Hunter Biden and doing all these committees and
or saying Joe Biden was part of it.
I'm so tired of it. It's it's not fair, and it's killing Biden. It's just killing him.
Well, because it's hurting his son.
Because Hunter Biden, I'll say it again, is not a government official.
Nope.
Never has been.
Nope.
Never will be.
Nope.
Isn't in the cabinet.
Nope.
Didn't have his security clearance pushed through because he couldn't pass it like Jared and Ivanka.
Yeah,
and
Jared.
Junior.
Right, people forget that Jared couldn't. Jared, the FBI and the CIA said he shouldn't have a security clearance. We've seen who he's dealt with, and Trump forced them to give him one.
They don't care about any of that. It's crazy that they don't give a shit about the $2 billion and the $640 million that they might. It's insane.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit that Trump made $2.1 billion while he was president. They don't give a shit that when he.
He said in the rally last weekend that he lost money. A lot of people make money when they're president, but he lost.
No one
money.
makes money when they're president if you're doing the job. And he also he didn't divest himself of anything. People forget that he had that hotel in D.C. that he had got on a special lease. It used to be the old postal building, and he actually turned that into this major hotel, and then made dignitaries stay in it when they visited him.
Every meeting he had,
they stayed at his hotel.
He planned at his different hotels,
and then charged the government build us
Secret
for that.
Service.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if like Obama did
Quadruple
that?
rack rate.
But like when the Saudis came to visit, and they bring 300 people. They tripled the room rates on Trump's hotels. And people just keep going, yeah, man, Hunter got $13 million from Burisma. I'm like, yo, well, he was on the board. And I'll say it again. Hunter Biden, I am sure he was on crack. I'm sure Hunter Biden went, my dad's the VP. My dad's the VP. You give me this job, I'll make sure it happens for everybody.
You know who I am.
Yeah, I know. You know who my dad is? Mama, come on.
Kick your dad's
Hello,
ass.
Dad. You gonna pay me? Now, I know Biden wasn't on the other end of that phone. Joe Biden say what you about Joe Biden. He's too old to be president, fine. But I will tell you this, compared to if Trump gets the nomination, I will vote for Joe Biden's hemorrhoids over Trump. Because at least Joe Biden's hemorrhoids, they've tension and they're trying.
Yeah, they're passing a lot of bills.
Petered out.
Joe Biden's hemorrhoids are passing more bills than the Republicans are.
Yeah, they're not. They're just doing fact-finding missions on Hunter Biden.
On Hunter Biden, and they still.
And now they're going to impeach Biden, even though they don't have the evidence to impeach him.
That's a two-tier justice system, because what they're doing has nothing to do with evidence, has nothing to do with criminal activity. It has to do with 100%. They are trying to. It's what I said last week about conspiracies. People use conspiracies when they absolutely have zero record to stand on. When they're sitting there going, yeah, that guy, look at that guy. Yeah, what about Hunter? I go, well, okay, all right, what about Hunter? Because, by the way, I agree. If Hunter Biden did something criminal, he should go do whatever they have to do to, get convicted of it. What have you guys done? You guys have killed. You tried to fight all the drug price drops. They killed
the student loan forgiveness.
Killed the student loan forgiveness. You actually, you literally had to be drugged through the mud to even give our soldiers, the burn pit guys, medical care. You actually voted against the Infrastructure Act. Now you fuckers are at your home, your home districts, claiming that, hey, we got $2 billion. Motherfucker, you voted against it. What are you talking about? You voted against everything that helps.
They held up the government last time almost put us into a default and we had our credit rating lowered.
That's coming up again.
They're about to do it again.
Yep.
They're holding up military appointments so that we have vacancies in the highest levels of our military.
Can we point that out? Tommy Toomerville.
You just did a Donald Trump.
This guy.
Tommy Toomer.
Tommy Toomerville. He's a tumor. He should be cut out. He's malignant.
Tommy Apple. Whatever his name was.
Tom, yeah.
You remember that?
Tim Apple. He called Tim Apple. No. He works at Apple. You president of the United States. Idiot.
It's not Mark Facebook.
Yeah.
It's not Elon X.
Mr. Chrysler, come in, please.
The fact that that party still has people that are following these fucking this,
but
they have no fucking track record at all.
The cult, and they keep saying, and we can pull it up. They keep saying that. Well, what about Trump's record? Trump's record is better than Biden. And I go, fuck, are you talking about? I remember when Trump was president, I couldn't work, I couldn't fly, I was locked down. We were stacking bodies in frozen trucks.
Over a hoax.
Yeah, over a hoax. The one company that Trump gave $2 billion to develop a vaccine had to shut down and never produced a vaccine. People keep thinking Trump did it. No, Pfizer and Moderna refused all American money so they could own the vaccine. So what bothers me is that how do people continue to see that this guy did anything? The funniest thing he did was person, woman, man, camera, TV. I still, to this day, and then you give them extra points. If you remember 10 minutes later, you get extra points.
You know what? We were talking about this. I don't know if it was the last episode, but that where Trump does this all the time, and it's so successful because whenever something's coming at him, or he's getting arrested or something, he goes and immediately posts it himself and reframes it so that he, and in his favor.
Get out ahead of it. Get out ahead.
And
of it.
I looked it up. It's called the anchoring bias, where the first thing that you hear is the first thing is what you believe.
Yeah.
And it's even people who have PhD, whatever, smart people are susceptible to this.
Yeah.
And it works every time.
He's very good at putting everything in the court of public opinion, because then by the time he goes to court, many people have made up their minds.
Yeah.
So even if he got got convicted, they already know that it's the deep state. They're against him. It's not, they already have their mind made up. So there's no, let's let our court system do what we set it up to do. The grand juries, and people forget this, the grand juries for all of these indictments are a randomly selected group of citizens from each area, including Florida, where we would not have thought that they would vote for an indictment of him. And so these are just normal Joe Schmoes that got called in for jury duty. It's not a bunch of deep state people sitting around going, yeah, we should.
There's no deep state.
Could you imagine if
120 witnesses, 120 witnesses that Fonnie Willis has?
150.
Oh, 150 now?
She said or more.
They're Republicans. The people that are witnesses against Donald Trump are Republicans.
Never Trumpers. Rhinos,
yeah.
He's got something for everything. This episode brought to you by Harry's. If you have not tried Harry's new craft handle, why?
It's weighted. It's nice.
How could you improve upon perfection? Harry's is so good.
We've used them. So this weekend I was again. I sometimes I forget to pack in my toiletry thing, and I'm like, I can find the handle, and I dig through, and I find an old blade, and I was like, oh, and I rinsed it off, and I was like, oh, okay. it was in the bottom of my travel kit, and it still worked great.
It's a new design. The craft handle is still German engineered blades. It just has a killer new look.
It's the German engineering.
It's even sleeker looking. I don't know. They've improved upon perfection.
German engineering is the best of all time. Let's continue.
I'm so afraid of you doing anything like this. We met our Libsyn guy when we were in Nashville.
Yes,
and
we did.
We went out for drinks after the show, and he brought up that you did a character.
I did not do no character that had anything to do with Harry's. No, that is incorrect.
Last week, we did not have Harry's last week, but we actually plugged Harry's last week because I had their hairspray in my purse, and I was making the point that like this is a company that we really love and use. This new handle, it has little rubber bump grippy things on the handle now so that you can hold on to it better. Pretty ultimate product.
Yeah, you don't want a razor that just flings out of your hand. I get it. That's a good point.
I hate when you
I like the new
riff
handle. I like the new handle. Don't hate it. That's why they love us.
So
People remember the Harris because of the way we talk about the Harris.
So
Fit the German factory.
You can shave while you're running. The grip is.
you can get the craft handle starter set. It has the craft handle, the 5-blade German engineered razor cartridge, shaving gel, and the travel cover. You can also schedule replacement blade delivery whenever you need them with refills as low as $2. So not only is this cheaper than all those other blades, but the first time I ever used Harry's, I was shocked and thought, why did I wait so long to use this? Like it is a night and day difference shave, and I use it every day.
And everybody that we know that we've got to switch, we had military people, and we brought this before, that were hardcore. That's my razor. Yeah. I was like that too. I had, cause I had, this is the razor I use. We got to Harry's and I was like, oh my God, and there's parts of me that really like
shockingly affordable too. Like he loves the body lotion, the redwood body lotion, and so you told me you were out of it, so I ordered you 2 last week, and they're like that tall.
They look like those things that people jump on to launch their friends into the ocean. That's how big the tubes are.
But, and I want to say
those blobs that people launch their
I
friends.
think they were $7 each.
Yeah,
it's like their prices are awesome, especially considering the quality of products that you get. So elevate your shave with the latest and greatest in Harry's razor handle lineup today. Get your $17 craft handle starter set for just $10 if you go to harrys.com/bombshell. That's harrys.com/BOMBSHELL.
That's actually that's actually elevate your shave. That's actually what it does. We switched it to because it was the better shave.
And you get a no risk trial. So if you don't like it, they back their product so much that they're like, okay, send it back. Because they know you won't. So harrys.com/bombshell.
If Terrio got sentenced to 22 years, how many years does he have to do?
I don't know what the
because it's sedition.
Minimum.
Yeah.
So it'd have to be. It's not like I don't know. Can you have good behavior for sedition?
No, because it used to be death was the original.
Actually, I looked this up. You know what? Weirdly enough, treason and sedition. We have only killed one guy in 1847 in all these years.
And his name was?
It was a Hispanic guy.
Grandfather Terrio?
Yeah, maybe.
Great Terrio.
But it hasn't, we have hung and slaughtered more people for murder than we have for treason and sedition, which is funny because you think more, if you go against your country, you could get more people killed by doing it. But I thought it feels like something that we should have killed everybody who did it for, but we don't. It's I was surprised to read it. I was like, So we've one guy in 1847, something like that. We hung him for treason.
But it was the original sentence, though.
I think the founding fathers wanted it. They like don't. The
judge said that when he was sentenced, so Terrio was in an orange jumpsuit and slippers when he was convicted, and he hung his head when they said what his sentence was. That's the 2-tier justice system because he was. Already,
he wasn't getting on a plane and going back home to his home in
No,
Florida?
he was in an orange jumpsuit because he's been in prison this whole time. But the other guy
did. The other guy who shot at Rhodes, he got back on Trump's plane and they flew back to him.
No.
He's in jail too. But they worked together. They were both in the same thing. How come?
They were on the same golf team?
Yeah,
Weren't they doing the same?
Weren't they? Exactly. No?
The judge also commented that Terrio has shown no remorse for what he did. It's interesting because that other guy, the shaggy, crazy-haired guy,
he's like, I'm so sorry.
And then once he got sentenced on his way out of the courtroom, when the deputies were leading him out, he yelled, "Trump won!"
That's going to look bad at the parole hearing.
Yeah, it is.
I think that's going to be
the appeal.
Yeah, the appeal. That's going to look. I didn't even think about that.
Because they're going to appeal, and he can't pretend he's remorseful anymore.
And they're going to wheel in a TV, play the tape.
Yeah, play the tape. No, this was the last time he was here. Trump won. Your Honor, fuck it. He didn't know.
Before he was sentenced, Terrio apologized for the pain and suffering that law enforcement, legislators, and others suffered on January 6th and vowed to have nothing to do with politics, groups, activism, or rallies. I've always tried to hold myself to a higher standard and I failed, he said. I held myself morally above others and this trial has shown me how wrong I was.
And then he said, Judge, don't give me my 40s. He said, give me my 40s.
Then they give him headphones.
Sailing takes me away. Or the 40s would be like.
I felt that sounds like he was pretending he had remorse, right?
100%. Everybody, that's the whole thing. All these guys, I always think how dumb. To be a judge, you have to be a pretty smart guy. Unless you're a family court judge, with my experience. And you can, except for the last guy who we had was awesome. But what do you think we have, especially in social media? So these guys all have all over Facebook, all over. They have ChatGPT. Everything they've done, we have where you said, let's take this country back. It's going to be bloodshed. It's going to be this. And then you get them go, you know what? I think I made a mistake. Yeah, that's why you're here in jail. He
says that he was fighting for our country. And that
by destroying the country,
he said, something I never expected happened. My candidate lost. I felt like something was personally stolen from me. This is what Trump told people. You've been stolen from. He literally said that. Every media channel that I turned to told me I was justified.
So how many media channels? One
Newsmax.
Yeah, it's not plural.
Yeah.
OAN, Victory.
Was he wearing sunglasses? Maybe he was remorse. Maybe he had just the Oakley's sunglasses on that they.
Do you know what's funny? You know, because so I watched. We were on the road, and I was working out, and I turned on Fox News for a minute, and I was watching Fox News, just listening. I just want to hear. Mm-hmm. It's insane to me. You watch CNN, MSNBC, other news. You read AP. You read the New York Times. You read any kind of real news. Like that's what they do. They're like they get Pulitzer prizes for it. Mm-hmm. You watch those and read those, and then you flip to Fox, and you're like, what are they even talking about? Mm-hmm. I mean, we literally had these guys from January 6th put away for decades. And this is Terrio's news. That was right about this time when this happened. And I flipped it on to Fox and they were talking about, Hunter Biden's going to have to come clean. I'm like, what are you fucking even talking about?
When Trump got indicted, I just flipped. I did that too to see if Fox was covering it because you would think they would after, a landmark record settlement with Dominion and Smartmatic suing them now.
$800 million.
And no, they were talking about Hunter Biden's laptop. They had political guests on discussing Hunter Biden's laptop. If you're stressed out, you need to work out. This episode brought to you by
Fitbod.
Fitbod is a big part of my household.
It kicked my ass. We were at so Saturday night we had two shows, and Friday I had gone to the gym and done my Fitbod workout, and it was tough. Sometimes I don't like what it makes me do.
A lot of the time.
Sometimes I am angry that Fitbod has given me the list of exercises that it give me. So
tell us why. Why does it change?
It changes so you don't get comfortable doing I like doing chest and arms, and I can pretty much do it all day long. And it's like, yeah, you did that enough. So even if I put in now,
it's AI, so it's building on your workouts from before.
So I put in chest, biceps, and abs, and it'll give you a percentage of what you're working. Like when you click it, it goes brrr, and it gives you exercises, and then at the top, it'll give you the percentage of what. Like where you're working, and the chest is always way down here. It's like yeah. You can have some chest, 26%, and so
you're always crying after legs.
Legs, and so they gave me burpees. we were in the room, and I just worked out in the room. I put body weight only because I'd done weights the day before in the gym. It was a gym at the hotel, which are always so well equipped. And so I just put body weight, and it kicked my ass.
You actually were panting in the living room floor of the hotel, saying, "This is actually harder. I think that I'd rather work out with weights." That's what you told me. But he's been doing it since November, very consistently, and so Fitbod knows what he's done, and it's building on that to make you a bigger and better person, and less of a weenie.
Less noodle arms.
Tough guy.
But I look like I have more weenie.
He's got penne
Now you got
now
noodle-
instead of
non-noodle
angel
legs.
hair. Or what are those? What are the big ones?
What are we talking about at this point?
What are the big ones?
Noodles.
Rigatoni.
Rigatoni.
He's
Yeah,
got
it was an R.
rigatoni.
Yeah.
I rigatonied up a
Hey.
little bit.
That's your mob name, rigatoni. So a lot of positives to it. It's changed his life. It's changed your confidence. It's changed how you feel about yourself. It's changed your health, I think.
Changed my discipline too because I have to do it.
It changed your amount of posing in our house a lot. That
There's
percentage
more
is
posing.
All I'm saying
yeah.
is maybe I'm wearing out mirrors. Maybe I'm wearing out some mirrors. Maybe, sure. But those mirrors are happy.
Is there
And-
more mirrors in the house now?
Yes.
Is that what?
He keeps buying mirrors. I don't know why. So if you don't have equipment, it doesn't matter. You put that in. If you have a jump rope, put that in. It's tailored to you and what you have and what you can do. So it's never been easier to get the results you've always wanted. Check out Fitbod. You can get 25% off of your subscription at fitbod.me/Titus. That's FITBOD.me/Titus.
What's the price of it now?
Fitbod.me/Titus.
How
I
much is
think
it?
it's $79.99 for the
Got-
year
so-
or $12.99 a month. Don't quote me on that month one, but $79.99 a year.
So
you
guys,
get 25% off of that. It's great.
25% off of $7.99. So $60. You get $65, whatever it is. You guys, you and guys, I'm telling you,
No,
I
were
am.
closer
I
the
am
first
telling
time.
you, any gym membership. What's a gym membership? $39, $48 a month,
Mhm.
$49 a month.
Mhm.
Well, in LA.
I'm
more
telling
than-
you,
Yeah.
guys, I pay once a year. I take the year deal. I have how many workouts right now? I was looking at my thing. I have 211 workouts since I started, or 190 something workouts since I started. Amortize that to $60,
Okay, so
Yeah.
think about this.
and they're planned, and it's tracking me. It's like, okay, you work that too hard, don't do it. It won't let me work. It actually won't let me do certain muscles I've beaten to death.
So it is $79.99 a year. If you break that down to how much that is a month, it's $6.67
A month. For
to
a
have
trainer.
a trainer every day.
Yep.
Then you're taking 25% off of that with our promo
But
code.
here's the key: you have to use it.
You
I
need
get
to
up.
use
So what I do now, sometimes when I finish a workout, I'll get ready for bed, and I'll put in the next day's workout so I can get my mind wrapped around about what I got to
That's
do.
good. It's good to have it.
And the one thing I've learned, and you kind of were talking about this too, consistency. So it keeps me on this disciplined track. I honestly,
The thing
I use
that-
it all the time.
The
It's
thing
crazy.
that has
Yeah.
helped him is accountability. This app makes him accountable because it shows his workouts for the whole month. So he goes and looks how much he's worked out, and it makes him insane that when he does workouts here with Jet or Taekwondo or what, he can't put that in because it's not a Fitbod workout. And so that calendar really holds him accountable. He
Mhm.
wants that to fill up.
Yeah.
I got to get this in before midnight sometimes. He's like, no, I got to do it because
And the fact
I
that
was
it's
looking
just
at 11:43, like I got 2 more sets.
Yes, yes.
It's
I
awesome.
plugged it in. I'm like, "Da-na-na-na."
sometimes all you need to do is just show up, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that
Yeah.
it sits on your phone and
Yeah.
you're always on your phone,
Yeah.
you it's easy to be held accountable
Yeah,
to
the
yourself.
icon mocks me.
Right?
Fit by icon.
Does it have like little notifications?
Hello. Who needs to work out?
It's just open by itself.
Just go sup.
Get going.
So there was a retired New York City police officer who assaulted a DC officer on the front lines of the riot. He was sentenced to 10 years in prison.
Wow.
He was the first defendant to present a self-defense argument, even though he was storming that way.
He was the aggressor.
Through that
in the-
cop.
Wait a second.
A jury
The people that I was
rejected that
attacking
claim.
attacked me. What? That doesn't make any sense at all.
they tried to fight me off.
That's very Trumpy. That's very Trump.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Jury rejected it because he tackled a DC officer and grabbed his gas mask. He now says he wishes he had never gone to Washington. He got 10 years.
I hope one of the judges said, the judge when he did Terrio, he said, these guys are getting sentences. He said, I've added, although he didn't give what the prosecutors wanted, they wanted 33 years for Terrio. They gave him 22 years, which is, Jesus, that's a long time to be in prison.
Mhm.
And he said, I added extra to what I was going to give you because this can't happen again. He said it twice. This can't happen again. So you people out there that are like, we're going to go to civil war, just remember, there's an entire military. There is a bunch of law enforcement. You're going to have to. And
we have the biggest one in the world.
And this is what bothers me the most about Tuberville. So Tommy Tuberville is right now. You guys don't know what's going on with this dipshit. He's basically stopped all reappointments of military leaders across the board. He said, we're not going to confirm anybody until, and here's what he says, because what they're doing for the military now, if they need soldiers, right? If women get pregnant, they can go to another base where abortion is still legal and get an abortion, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we want our soldiers to not be pregnant, and if it's their choice anyway, it's their body. That's my opinion.
Yeah, go lay down your life for our country. But
But you can't.
We'll manage that. We'll manage your body.
Yeah. Put your body on line for us, but where are you going to run it?
Yeah.
Whatever you do with it, you can't. Yeah, when you're not fighting it, we get it. No. So he's saying that. Here's what I think Tommy Tuberville is actually doing. He is hoping to God. There's so many people that are betting on Trump winning. That betting that they're going to get pardoned. They're betting that the cases are going to stop. They're so betting that he's going to win.
The one guy on the prison phone call, they had it recorded, said he knows he's going to be pardoned when Trump gets back in office. Trump said he would pardon all of them.
Right. So Tuberville, here's what I think. But the only way that happens is they're going to have to stage a coup again. Now, people forget this, that Hitler did it twice. He did the Beerhoff Putsch, which is the Reichstag fire. And then when he got out of prison, he did it again. So this is just history repeating itself. This is why sometimes I think maybe we are living in a simulation, because this is literally Hitler was a loser painter. He wasn't a winner or anything. He just had this weird cult of personality. Trump has that. So I think Tuberville is not giving these, and I've said it before, my conspiracy is Tuberville's not letting these people get confirmed, because if they get confirmed, they're Biden's choices. And if they're Biden's choices, those people aren't going to flip if Trump wins. If Trump wins, they're not going to flip. They're going to be, no, we're still running this country. So if Tuberville holds them off and they get his people in after Trump gets in, that's when the military takes over the country.
I don't understand how one guy can affect.
Well, there's a way they can do it.
There must be, right? I know that Elizabeth Warren and some other senators are coming together to try and do something, but
here's what they have to do. Instead of just going blanket, this guy, all right, we'll confirm them all. Instead of that, they have to give up. And there's like 200 appointees or something. It's a pretty big number. They're going to have to take 200 votes. They're going to have everybody in Congress vote yes or no. And that's going to take forever. But then again, Congress ain't doing shit now anyway. So why not just have them vote? So instead of just giving a blanket confirmation, they have to vote for everybody.
They're in the Senate. They're really not doing anything. They're all still waiting for Mitch McConnell to talk. He's at the podium and they're all just like,
he's paused right now. Sir, did you hear the question? Did you hear the vote, sir?
Just every day in the Senate, they come back in, and that's what
turtles.
Yep.
Huh?
4 years go by. This episode also brought to you by AG1, which Mitch McConnell could use a little of.
At least.
At least. He should be taking this every damn day. AG1, I thought today I was feeling so bad today, and usually I take it before a workout, but I had this whole aha light bulb moment when I was getting ready to leave the house, and I just kept thinking, like, what could I do? What could I take? Nothing. I couldn't take Advil. I can't. And then I actually was like, oh,
remember
AG1.
Yes.
Yep.
And so I did grab a shaker bottle, and you just need a very tiny little bit of water, 1 scoop of AG1, drop of the vitamin D dropper, and shake it up, and it tastes good. It's tropical, and man, will that make a difference in your overall well-being and clarity and energy and will to live. That's a personal. May not happen for you.
They can't put it on the bottle, but it does make you feel better. I like it. It energizes me, and about a half an hour after I take it, I feel like okay. There's a sense of well-being that I enjoy.
I agree. And this, combined with our very first ad that we did on this podcast, makes a massive difference in my life. Both, like, this makes such a difference in gut health, And like I always tell you, energy for my workouts. And today I switched it up because it does make that much of a difference after I have it. And the easy thing about it is you don't have to remember to take a bunch of supplements because you're getting your probiotics in this.
Mhm.
How many are in there?
75 whole food sourced ingredients, vitamins, minerals, all kinds of things. And it's all just in this one scoop where then you can go about your day. You're also getting a bunch of different green things that you aren't able to
We need
eat.
to order another tin because I need it at the shop because sometimes I walk out of the house and forget it. If it was here, I could do it when I got here. I'm gonna put it here.
You could also get travel packs and keep them in your man
Clever
bag.
pack.
You could put them in that man bag so you
Yeah.
always have them.
Would Mitch McConnell be considered a man bag?
Yes.
Just here. Just
His whole body is like a testicle.
Yes.
He's like- he needs one skin. So he doesn't look like foreskin.
Hey-o.
I was waiting. I heard. I said it, and
saw
I
it,
thought,
yeah,
wait.
okay.
She's gonna drop it. Boom.
Okay. So this is just a whole body health thing that I really stand behind and has made a big difference for me, especially gut health. I don't even have those problems anymore. If you want to take ownership of your health, try AG1. You can get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase. To do that, you just go to drinkag1.com/Titus. That's drinkag1. That's the number 1.com/Titus. Go check it out.
We become. It's weird. The only we got asked for another ad. Someone actually called and asked if we would. And so Ray and I are on the plane and we're doing research on this product. You guys don't know what we do. Like I know people don't like ads, but so Ray and I get both on our computers. We're on the plane. We're online, and I do all this research on this product. And the product was like there was some really bad reviews of it, and I just told her, I said, we can't advertise this. I didn't even want to try it.
Mm-hmm.
And so these 3 things that we've already brought up: Liquid IV, Fitbod, and AG1.
Staples.
And
We
Harry's.
staples.
That's like
Yeah,
we
yeah,
use them every day.
Harry's
Yeah.
too.
Harry's too. Harry's too every day. Every
Yeah,
day.
We're whores for the products that we talk about.
If
I mean,
we
we
talk-
really do use
Just
it
know
all.
if we talk about it, we're in. Yeah, that's cool. I don't know what to do with these guys. The next January 6th, and here's what I don't get. Why is it legal for Trump to get up and continue to lie? The judges have said, hey man, you can't threaten people. And he gets up and he does it again. And he gets up and he does it again. Are they worried that if we go, dude, you have to stop. We're going to put you in custody now. They can't. Here's the problem. You said this yesterday, I think. The problem is this has never happened before.
Yeah.
We've never had anybody this crazy
So we don't
Yeah.
have precedent
and this
for
insane
a lot of this. Yeah.
who tried to basically criminalize to mob the country up. We've never had that.
And do they think that any more of these cases are going to dilute the ones that are already in the 50 that are already lined up? Well, they're just coming after him for every little thing, and then he's going to use it.
Well, here's the problem is that argument, because of Terrio and these guys, that argument's getting weaker and weaker every time another guy gets convicted. And we now have set precedent where, hey, the guys you sent, the guys that you were working with, and we don't even know, they're not letting us see all the evidence. But I would get that Fonnie Willis and Jack Smith got some shit that there's some text messages because Elon Musk tried to stop them from getting all the text messages,
right.
And they got fined $350,000. Twitter or Twix got fired $350,000, and it was doubling every day. People don't know this. You guys know this? Elon Musk, not only did he shut down the satellite system that was helping Ukraine,
This is just
it's a guy. You know, it's weird. I
a bad
wish.
guy.
I have to be honest. I love my car. I wish I hadn't bought a Tesla. I'm to the point now where I wish I hadn't.
I'm not. I already told you guys I don't vote with my wallet.
That's true.
I
That's
love
kind of dumb.
Chick-fil-A.
You like gay people too?
I love gay people.
Yeah.
And
Chick-fil-A.
I can't. I just have to have. I want it all. I can't.
Well, Tesla was just a product. It was just
It's
a brand
just
that he
a-
bought. It wasn't
Yeah,
really. He didn't invent it.
He didn't
Right.
invent it. He bought it and then fired.
He
the guy.
definitely drove it, though. I mean, he was
Oh, yeah, for
sleeping on the
sure.
line.
Mhm.
Remember when
Yeah.
he was your man crush? Because do you remember that used to be with
Yeah.
Justin Timberlake and Ryan Reynolds? Those were his top 3 man crushes, and then
Yeah.
it all turned Nazi.
Yeah. No, not all of them.
Guys, we just added a show that you need to buy tickets for. Whether you live there or not, you should buy tickets. We added a show in Raleigh. No, well, we did that too. Yes, we added that. That was not the one I was about to say, but we did add a show on October 12th in Raleigh at the Improv there. It's one show only on Thursday night, so get tickets for that because it will sell out. We added a show on October 13th in Charlotte at the Booth Playhouse.
Oh,
we love
like
that theater.
I love
Yeah.
that theater.
So that just went on sale. So get those tickets. And then that Saturday, the 14th, is Atlanta Center Stage Theater. We also love that theater. So.
Guys, this new show, I got to tell you, this girl this weekend. So we have this thing where when Ray and I go to a show, a club, well, let's say we do 4 shows, 5 shows, depending on whatever it is, 3 shows. We have this one weird show rule where there's one weird show. When you doing your rap song, you ever done that where you do a bunch of shows and you're like, oh, there's going to be one weird one?
one's like a...
There's always one weird one.
Outlier.
Yeah,
one of those is a doozy.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
one's...
One of them's a doozy. So we do Friday night. We had we almost sold it out first show. Second show was lighter. And we sometimes the smaller shows, the weird one. That these people,
They were awesome.
It was like a house party. They were
Yes.
crazy. Everything we did,
It was fun.
I went off track and I went on these weird runs, and
Yeah.
she did too. They were great.
Yeah.
Saturday, to the rafters sold out. Saturday first show, blow the roof off, leap to their feet, standing ovation. Great show. And then she comes out and she goes, this is the second show. This is the weird one. I go, stop saying that. I'm like, don't jinx it. She goes, I'm not jinxing it. It's the weird one. She goes on
It's
stage.
the secret. Don't do
Okay,
that.
but
It
here's
is the
the
weird
problem with the weird show. The weird show could be they could be drunk and angry and late. They could be they could just be weird.
Mhm.
And invariably we think it's the weird show. We think it didn't go well. You get off stage and like that was the best show. And people just
Standing
line up.
ovation.
They're posters.
No,
I'm
I
signing
was right.
posters are like best show ever. You go awesome. This girl gets up on stage and you have just developed this new thing. And I'm not going to tell you what you're doing, but boy, are you an ass kicker on stage. You guys start headlining. You guys start headlining. We're going to start headlining.
They were the weird ones, though. I was right.
She was right. But I think you went on stage ready for them to be the weird ones.
No. I wasn't saying we had to have it because we'd had 3 great ones. I was saying it because I stood in the back of the room and listened to them.
Yeah.
And felt that energy, and I was like, all right, here you well, hi guys. Welcome, weird ones. Also coming up, September 22nd, Knoxville Bijou Theater.
Yep.
Saturday, 23rd, Louisville Bomb Hard, and the 24th, Lexington Comedy Off Broadway. We added a 4:30 show.
Because we sold out already. Guys, do me a favor. Go to ChristopherTitus.com and hit me on Instagram under Titus Nation. Let's pump that up. I'm also on Threads now. X is fine, but go to Threads, man. It's pretty good. You know what I have to say this. Ken and I were talking today. So the YouTube channel, go to Christopher Titus TV. We put stuff up all the time. But we were talking about, I was writing the Armageddon update and I was telling, and I had an idea for one I was going to do about 9/11 because it's the anniversary of 9/11. And Ken comes in and goes, no. He goes, I go, why? He goes, because they block everything on 11. He goes, Alex Jones ruined 9/11.
Yeah.
Which is really funny that Alex Jones ruined 9/11.
Yeah.
That's what an a-hole that guy is. He ruined 9/11. You can't even talk about it. Because he was putting up all that fake stuff. So anything 9/11, the algorithm kills it. So that just makes me laugh. Go to Christopher Titus TV. But I love that we have, Instagram has it, Threads has it. You know, it's great. It's easy to get on and just be an asshole. It's really easy on X. You can just be an asshole. But you know what it does? It puts a lot of real dumb assholes on who aren't creative. They aren't funny. They're just spewing hate.
Yeah.
Instagram and Threads, you have to be creative to be an asshole. And that's what I really like about it.
And that's your wheelhouse.
Are you kidding me? That's where I live.
That's my brand, bitch.
I'm laughing at it because it's true. But so go to Threads. It's Titus Nation on Threads, also Titus Nation on Instagram. Which is, again, I wish I could have changed that years ago because it's really not a nation; it's a small community.
You mentioned the thing about Trump and why isn't he getting for all the criminal shit that he does? But just think about how long it took to get to, like, how long does it take to build a case, right?
Nixon
Right.
Nixon was 2 years. It took Nixon 2 years. Watergate was 2 years.
So maybe,
Well,
it's just a matter of time.
yeah, but
to catch
Bonnie
up to him.
Willis has been building that case for 2 years, right? Or two and a half.
Yeah. But
That's
also
what I'm saying.
they indicted Lindsey Graham. Guys, so they had these 21 unindicted co-conspirators, and we knew it, Lindsey Graham. And Lindsey Graham Lindsey Graham's not a senator from Georgia.
Right.
But he goes, well, I wasn't indicted because I was doing my job as a member of the Senate. You're not, motherfucker, you don't work in, what are you talking about? And there's a whole bunch of people can they get indicted later though? Like if this is over, can they get indicted?
Yeah.
So it's possible.
She could get more evidence against them.
You're thinking about rape. That's when it's like you better better
Speaking of
call
rape-
it or it's over. You got like a minute.
Speaking of rape, Danny Masterson got 30 years.
He got 2 of the women, 2 of the 3.
30 years. Yep. I am really happy about that. If you actually attack somebody weaker than you and violated them, and you get 3 decades in prison, good. And by the way, I hope everybody in prison knows what happened, what you did.
Yeah, he's about to find out. He's about to.
It's a crazy fall, like Bill Cosby. I mean, the fall being fake though, because we elevated him to a level he never should have been. He raped one of the women so violently in the shower that it caused her to vomit. He drugged the other.
Bill
one.
Cosby?
No, Danny Masterson.
Oh,
Probably
holy
Bill
shit.
Cosby as well, but yeah, his were violent. Danny
Wow.
Masterson, yeah,
That was his thing, right?
Holy
Because
shit.
it was like all of them said the same.
calling her
basically.
a
Like a horror
whore,
movie
slut,
kind
you
of.
white trash.
Wow.
Well, yeah.
I don't.
Wow.
I'm just glad here's the thing, when you do something horrible, and we've had so many people, especially the last 6-7 years, get away with horrible. That Terrio got put away. That Stuart Rhodes, again, the man, badass guy with the eye patch. He wears an eye patch because he shot himself in the face. Elmer, and all these guys and these 400 people that have been sentenced. It makes the world seem a little bit more on track, like it's supposed to be, when people that did shitty things get in trouble for those shitty things.
Absolutely.
And I'm really,
Justice is being
it
served.
does feel like Danny
Yes.
Masterson made me go, okay, all right,
Yes.
okay,
It's not all chaos
And-
with Trump.
yeah.
Some of that was thanks to Leah Remini, who supported
Mm.
the victims through that and helped them come forward and sat in the courtroom every day just staring.
She was there every day.
Mhm.
That's awesome. Leah Remini is good. I love it. That's that Leah Remini obviously has fuck you money, because
Yeah.
Scientology is very powerful. And
There were a lot of celebrities that made
they got in
made
trouble.
statements in support of him, including Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher.
And then they came out with a very legalese statement saying,
Oopsie.
we just wanted to say that we worked with the guy years ago and we weren't involved in the raping
Yeah.
and you know what? So we were just saying when we worked with him, he was okay.
And
We
cut.
didn't know in the dressing room
Yeah.
he was doing the raping, but I just want to say we're okay. Yeah. The lawyer's like, let me tighten that up. All right, guys, do me a favor, man. The world is chaos, so do me a favor. Be nice to everybody, unless they're screwing you over, and then walk away. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Right now, we have to go to the Highlander for the fun fact.
facts.
It's Highlanders Fun Facts. Highlanders Fun Facts. It's Highlanders Fun Facts.
Just like,
That was pretty good.
that was better than Yacht Rock.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, that is yes. Thank you.
Islanders Fun Facts.
Yeah.
Doo-doo.
It's Highlanders Fun Facts.
You sound like the Batman theme.
Sing it as Michael McDonald.
Islanders Fun Facts. Highlander Fun Facts. Fun Facts.
Okay.
By the way, she does this.
I think we can move on
every
now.
day- Yes.
No. You have to understand. She does this to every, from the time I met her, she can get a group of men to do stupid shit. It's what if you did it
entertain
like
me.
this? And I've been doing it since I met her. She'd be like, "Hey, I wonder if Porky Pig was this," and I'm like, "Bitty bitty bitty," and I just start going into it.
He goes, not funny enough.
Yeah.
Men, their average running speed is 8 miles an hour.
Average.
Yes,
Wow.
the average speed of a male running is
Okay.
8 miles an hour. Females, 6.5 miles an hour.
And that's why
And here
they
comes
get
the fun
paid
part.
that exact amount.
Yes. A fart is 7 miles an hour.
Wow.
So
So the fart
Ladies,
would travel
So-
in between the two of them.
At 13 miles an hour because you're running 6 and that's 7.
women
And-
can't outrun a fart, is what that is saying. So, men,
I would argue
we
that
know how to outrun it.
He worked
I said, this is going to be fun.
it is fun.
You can't
is
even
fun.
outrun a fart.
And this is why Highlander isn't
What
dating.
is wrong with you?
This is why
You worked on that.
we can't get him a mate. That's why. He's gonna die alone is what's gonna happen.
By the way, Mark Twain was the first person to say that. A woman can't outrun a fart.
For a millennia, we've been outrunning farts.
You're a 4-year-old.
But you're the ones that do the farting.
and that
Gotcha.
And that's why we got faster. Wow. What a great way to end the podcast. For myself, the lovely Bob Show, Ray and the Highlander. Later.
Peace out.
I can be the one.
And there always will be.